Good day, good day. Now, I am going to give you a wee update on how my progress is going this week. Now, I've had to make a wee list, which is down here, because I wanted to be specific about what I was talking about. And I also would like to talk to you about measuring progress. Now, I'm not one for measuring anything much because when I was a coached athlete, I was very, very obsessed about measuring what I was eating, measuring the amount of exercise I was doing, what type of exercise, what zones I was in, how many hours I added up to a week, what percentage was running, what percentage was swimming, what percentage was the gym, blah, blah, blah. I was data driven, pretty much almost to an obsession. So I have decided not to do that. Some people find it a little bit strange, really, because like I've had recently people saying to me, oh, your face, you can tell in your face you've lost weight. How much weight have you lost? I don't know. I don't stand on the scales. I don't measure the centimeters or anything. The last time I did that was actually to see how much muscle mass I was losing off my left calf before they amputated the leg. That's the last time I measured anything. 5 centimeters, by the way. So yeah, here is how the week has gone. Now, my week, I measure it very, very specifically, and my measurement looks like this. So I've got a digital diary, and in it, across the top, I measure sleep patterns and mood, and across the bottom, I've got my plan for the exercise. Now, as you can see, there's really not much goes into that box. Really, literally one word. Whether it's a swim, bike, or walk, or what it is, and that's it. And I'm not any more specific than that. On Mondays, I have quite a busy day at work. Well, you might say, but for me, it's quite busy. We've only just, started doing the return to work in the last 4 to 6 weeks or so. And I hadn't worked for 18 months before that because of all the drama. So it's a big, big, big thing for me to be returning to work. Plus the fact that my work is physical, as in PT and massage. And remember, I was told I wouldn't be able to go back to that at the beginning of my discharge from the hospital. So the fact that I'm actually here and doing this is just like, So Mondays are busy. Busy for me, as in I usually got about 5 hours worth of work. And I'm only doing 9 hours a week at the moment. So 5 hours is a lot. What we've done is we've gone from spreading them all out across the day to squashing them in. So the hours are more concentrated. That's been happening over the last couple of weeks. So now 3 to 4 hours at a time is quite a challenge for me. And that's what we've currently got. Now, on Mondays, the 5 hours has been wiping me out completely. And my energy patterns have been crashing for the next few days. Now we're trying hard to balance between the work and the energy that takes and life, because of course we need a balance between the two. How many hours will I end up working? We have no idea. But we need to find a balance between the amount of work I can tolerate and that it not impact on the rest of my life, because we work to live, not live to work. That's right. So that's been the challenge recently. So I have been sitting down and doing absolutely naff all on a Monday night when I come home and I'm knackered. Last week, for the first time, I went for a walk in the park at the end of Monday. I did 3 Ks in the park and I only actually sat down once during that 3 Ks. Now that in itself is pretty freaking amazing for me, but the fact that it was on the end of that Monday and the patterns in the energy patterns weren't affected, I'm like, that is a major win for me. Then the other things that have happened this week, I feel like this week, for the first time, I've actually got a bit of light at the end of the tunnel, and the life I used to have is sort of like there, just over there, whereas before it was like on a different stratosphere. So this week also, using the e-bike, I have been to Railbush and to Lochiel. Lochiel's probably 30k or so. And I cycled to Lochiel and I used the battery on the e-bike to do intervals. So I was going into the headwind with the e-bike helping me more. No, into the tailwind with the e-bike helping me more, turned around at Lochiel, came back into the headwind, turned the e-bike down a bit, and worked as hard as I could to see how long I could keep the same speed up for. So that's a really useful thing for me to be able to use the battery assist in order to build my strength back up. And it's further than I've cycled in a wee while locally here. Remember that I was a bit afraid of going long way out because I can't walk on the bike leg. What happens if something happens? I can't actually walk to anywhere. So that was that. Now I've got a whole list of marvellous things that have happened this week. Forest Hill. I walked up Forest Hill and here is what happened. Top of Forest Hill. Today is the third day in a row I've done something with legs. I went for a walk on Monday night after a day at work. I went for a bike ride yesterday after a day at work, and today's my day off, and I've walked up Forest Hill. This morning my calf was hurting a wee bit. That's the first. So I got the TENS machine out for 15 minutes and I was able to walk around pain-free straight after that. So that's excellent. I am running this experiment today to see how my leg behaves on the third day in a row, climbing up Forest Hill, having used TENS machine, see what happens with pain. I sat on the two signs on the way up like I did last time because of tiredness, not because of any pain. I didn't sit on them for as long, and when I got to the top I don't have any pain. I don't have any calf pain, don't have any claudication pain, don't have any hamstring pain, don't have any glute pain. What I'm doing differently is I am pushing down through the knee and the quad as if you're straightening your leg to stand up a hill. I have not been able to do that before. I'll take the leg off and show you later what I think I've been doing up until this point that's making the calf get upset. But when I focus on doing that, which is almost like imagining I've still got a foot again, it has meant that I can walk up the hill pain-free. Bloody tired. I don't have the muscular endurance or the cardio fitness that I used to have for walking, and I'm going to have to work on it, but it's improving, and I can't believe it. So I'm feeling pretty excited about the fact I can now walk up Forest Hill without pain. The tempo swim. I did one of these on Thursday. Now it's funny because a lot of people can't grasp this idea. What I do is I write into the week in that diary I showed you what I'm doing, whether it's walking, biking, swimming or resting. And I usually have one rest a week. And I put the swim on a day when I'm going to be on my feet a lot. So that's normally how I try to work it. Now the swim, when I get in the pool, I've got no plan in my mind as to what I'm going to do. I do the first couple of 100 meters and I can tell straight away whether my shoulders are of the inkling that they might go fast or they might be like, oh, sore, we need to go slow. So after the first 100 meters, I will decide what type of set I'm going to do. And if I'm feeling good, I'll do a tempo set. If I'm not, I'll just do a distance set. Now this week I did 400 meters. They were tempo sets. So what I'm doing is I'm working at a moderately hard level, at a level where I can sustain, but just. Now I'm pretty good and pretty well dialed into my body and how I feel and all that sort of thing. This is how I was trained when I was a coached athlete. I didn't look at data when I was exercising. I felt it really, and I was able to tell you how fast I was going in the pool and running just by how it felt. So I did the tempo swim this week and I did an extra 400 meter. I've done it before and I did 3 400 meters. Now, when I get to the last one, I look at the speed, and if the speed is still on par, I'll carry on. And if the speed has dropped a little or it felt a lot harder, I'll stop there before I fatigue too much. Now, my 400s are all faster than they have been before. So I'm feeling pretty good because not only have I got the distance going on, now I've got a bit of the speed coming back. I also got this delivered to me. And this has proved to be a godsend because it goes really high. So I can get up out of it really easily. It also means that because it's not a chair as such, my knees don't stick straight out in front of me, which means that I can get closer to the massage table and massage better, and my knees don't get in the way, and I still don't have to stand up, which is better for me because I can sustain more pressure on people if I don't have to stand up all the time. So that's an excellent win too. And at the end of the weekend, I did Zwift. Now, it was only maybe a few hours after I did this that I realized this was the case. I do Zwift on this bike, which has no assistance. So this is really me. There's no batteries in there. And I entered an event that they're running on Zwift where you cycle all around their new Zwift version of Tokyo and are collecting badges and virtual kit. I quite like that. So I entered one of these and it was 25k. Now I don't really give a stuff whether I stay with a group or not. I usually can't because it's a group ride. But it means that I have to constantly keep cycling the 25k. I haven't done that on Zwift ever. I've always had to stop and let the leg rest. Now, don't get me wrong, it was not pain-free, but I cycled the whole 25k, including a nasty little hill at the end of the route that I didn't know about. And I was able to keep going for the whole 25k, which was an hour 20, hour 15, something like that, I forget exactly. And it didn't give me enough trouble that I had to sit down and stop. But at the end of it, I did use the TENS machine because my leg was pretty freaking sore. And I turned the TENS machine on and left it there for 15 minutes. And at the end, no pain. So, no pain. I like that. That's a few times now I've used that TENS machine and it has actually gotten rid of residual pain from exercise. So they weren't actually sure whether it would be beneficial to me or not, but it actually has turned out to be. So I have had a lot of wins this week and it's only because I have tracked those. So here is my takeaway for you. Measurement. Make sure there is always a way to measure your success. Now, it does not need to be a data-driven measure of success. I will walk the same route and go for how better I feel, how faster I got there, that sort of thing. I will not do that regularly. I walked Forest Hill for the first time again, having not done it for 4 months. I vary routes. So one I've just thought about that I haven't done for a while is Hatcher's Hill. And I might go and try that this week. Measurement of success does not have to be data driven. It can be heart rate driven. It can be how you feel. Measurement of success can be how loose your clothes are on you. You don't have to go off dress sizes. I hate it. Don't look at labels. But make sure that you have some type of measurement of success that you can benchmark against, and always look at all of the wins, no matter how tiny they are.